Hey guys, what's up? It's Chris here, iTouchiPodz, and today I have a pretty cool video to do for you guys. This is a comparison video between the Amazon Kindle 2 and the Apple iPad. Now, the main battle between these is obviously going to be the ebook readers included in both of these devices. Now, the Kindle itself is based strictly or mainly on its ebook reader, not much more on its other features that are a little bit smaller, like simple web browsing and things like that, but I'll get into that in a little bit. And the iPad is not only just based on its bookstore, but it's also based on applications, gaming, music, videos, internet browsing, other apps, and things like that. But this video is just going to be a little comparison on their different ebook readers, on maybe which one you should choose and which one I think is better, and just some specs about each one, comparing and contrasting to both of the different devices. Now, we're going to go ahead and start off with the Apple iPad. So, let's just go ahead and take the Kindle and place it off to the side here for a second, and we'll put the iPad in front of us. Now, as most of you guys know, the Apple iPad comes with the App Store, obviously, and then in the App Store, you can download a free application called iBooks. Now, iBooks is a bookstore built into your iPod. All your books you can purchase right on your iPad in the iBooks store, have them available there, and read them in a really cool way. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys that now. The iPad has a 9.7-inch screen, by the way, guys. And the iPad is priced at $500 for the lowest end model. Alright, so we'll go ahead and open up the iBooks application. We'll go into this normal view here. The iBooks store is not as large as the Kindle's bookstore by a big margin. The Apple iBooks store, it's not really that big. The iPad did just come out, so it has around 60,000 plus books to the Kindle's 450,000 plus book library. So it is a little bit weighted towards the Kindle side on number of books and the variety that you could choose from. But the iPad did just come out, and you have to give it a little bit of slack for having 60,000 books already and just being released. Now, the iPad has a backlit display to the Kindle's e-ink, which I will get to in a second. And with the Apple iBook store, or the iBooks application, whichever you prefer to call it, you get a very nice, classy design right in here. You get your own little virtual bookshelf where all your books are placed, and you get a little different options to view them. You get that little view right here of the actual bookshelf itself, or you can put it into a list form and organize that in all different kinds of ways. So let's go back into the bookshelf itself. So let's just go into a book that I have a sample of. You can get sample of books just like you can on the Kindle. This is Worst Case. Now, as you guys can see, you're greeted with a full page of the story. You're greeted with one page, but it takes up the whole screen of the iPad. Now, you guys may not be able to see this on the camera, so a cool thing you guys can do is, if this is getting really to be eye strain for you to stare at because of the backlit display, if it's starting to give you a headache, there's a nice little option right up top here where you can adjust the brightness with the touch of your finger. You guys see the brightness going down and going up, and that can kind of compare with the e-ink display of the Amazon Kindle, because it's always going to be at the same brightness, and it's not really going to give your eyes a strain because it is just ink, basically. Now, here with the Apple iPad, you can do many different things when you're viewing a book. So let's go ahead and start out in portrait mode, or portrait view, whatever you guys prefer to call it. And you're looking at the page here. You can read through. You can do what you want to do. Down here at the bottom of the screen, there's a little browse right down here. You can browse throughout the whole entire book, or throughout the sample that you have, and go to a different section in the book itself. You have also the option, like I said, to change the brightness. And a cool thing that you could do in the iBooks application is you can adjust the font size. You can adjust the text size from a little bit smaller to more of a bold, and you can just keep doing that to make it however big you need it to be, and once again back the other way to make it smaller. However, to make it easier, whatever's easier for you to read in. You can adjust the fonts. You have all different kinds of fonts available to you. You can go ahead and choose whatever one you want. I'll just choose Times New Roman. Go ahead and close that up there. I'll make the size a little bit smaller of the text. And a cool thing that you could do with this is you can go ahead and go up here to the search and you could search any keyword, any reference, any sentence, and it'll take you right to that section in the story. So you can just go and type away, and it'll bring you right to that part in the story, which I'll show you in a second. With the iPad, you could select a certain area of text with 2 fingers, or by double tapping a certain word and then dragging it. So let's go ahead and drag this sentence, woman pushing toddler in a stroller. Let's go ahead and we'll select that right there. Now, you're then greeted with 3 different options. Those 3 different options are dictionary, bookmarks, and search. Now, with the dictionary option, which is built into the iPad, it has the built into the iBooks application. You have a built-in dictionary, so you can go ahead and look up a word if you don't know what it is, which is really cool. You can also do that in the Kindle. You can bookmark the certain section, or you can search it, like I said, and it'll look for that anywhere where it appears in the story. And it shows you right where it appears. You can click it, and it'll take you right there and highlight it. Since we're already here, it doesn't have anywhere to take us. If you want to go ahead and let's go ahead and we will choose the word nonsense. We'll dictionary it. It'll bring up a little dictionary which will tell you the meaning of the word and all the different kinds of information that you may need to know about that certain word. With this, you can also go into the table of contents, and you can search throughout your bookmarks. You guys see there's a couple bookmarks in here. Let's just go ahead and go to that one, and it'll bring us to wherever we bookmarked it on the page. Another very cool thing about the iPad is that you can go ahead and turn it into landscape, and you can view it just like a regular book, a 2-page spread just like a regular book. So you will see the previous page that you just read and the next page that is coming up. So a really cool thing, once you're in your book, once you're reading, with the Kindle, you just press a little knob to go to the next page. With the iPad, you can either tap the margin, or you could take a finger and swipe across the page, just like you would in a book, and it'll swipe the page across. Or you could take it, and you could actually hold the page here, and you guys can see the 3D image of the actual page and the shadowing of the page, so it looks almost exactly like a real book is right in front of you, but you know it's not because it's the iPad, but it looks exactly like a real book. You can take it almost over, you can put it back, and you can just go ahead and throw it over. That is one of the coolest things about this iBook application, is how you can turn the pages, and it really helps you interact more with the book and make you want to have this device over another one, such as the Kindle. Little things like this just really impress me. You can also do that in the portrait mode as well. You can play with the page like that. In this landscape mode, you can do everything that you were normally able to do in the other mode. You can scroll through the bottom bar very easily, very simply, just like that. Once again, you can go to table contents, and you can also go back to your library. Now, let's go ahead and check out the iBook store. The iBook store has, like I said, 60,000 plus stories or books in it right now. Obviously, that will increase in the future, but since the iPad is just released, there's not that many titles available in the store right now. Books in the iBook store are a little bit more expensive than they are on the Kindle. I've noticed that for sure. I've seen some books in here that are $12, some books that are $9.99, and some books that go up to $16 to $20. So things do get a little bit expensive in the iBook store than they do in the Kindle. Let's go ahead, and this one right here, the Bullpen Gospels, let's go ahead and click that. It's one of the featured books. You can click it, or you can search for a book up there in the top right-hand corner, and you can find out whatever you want to see if they have it or not. And once you find the book that you want, you could bring up this screen right here, which will show you a little preview of the novel, just like if you were to read the back of a book. It will have the preview right there. You can check out the ratings and other customer reviews. It'll give you publishing information and all that kind of jazz. List you the price right there, so you can purchase it on the spot if you want, or you can get a sample. Let's go ahead and get a sample. And as you guys can see, it has a nice little rotation, the cube rotation. It'll bring you right back to your bookshelf. And when you download sample books, they download extremely fast. And you guys can see it's already there. And downloading full books, they also don't take that long as well. They maybe take about 10, 30 seconds to download a whole book. So you can go into that book then just like you would. You're ready. The samples, they got a couple chapters. Some of them are shorter, some of them are longer. Some of them are just excerpts from the pages, from the story itself. And different kinds of things like that. So you can sample the book, see if you want to get it, and then you can go back into the iBook store and purchase it if you want. The iBook store on the iPad, my personal opinion, I think it's great. I think it's got a lot of options. The book, the way you're reading the book, the way you interact with it, flipping through the pages, I think it's like nothing else. And I just think that if I were to choose right now, before I even show you guys the Kindle, that I would definitely choose the iPad over the Kindle, just because of those little things that the iPad can do that the Kindle cannot. Let's go ahead now and talk about some things that the Kindle can do, maybe, that the iPad cannot, and just some things that are specific to the Kindle. Now, the Kindle itself, like I said, has 450,000 plus books. That trumps way over the iPad 60,000. So if you're looking for variety, the Kindle is going to be your way to go. The Kindle itself, battery life-wise, is amazing. It's like no other device out there other than the Nook, which it still trumps by a couple hours. The iPad's battery life, it's pretty weak. It's about 10 hours of battery life. For a device like that, I mean, it's not that bad. But the Kindle, comparing it to the Kindle, if you go ahead and you're going to read a book on the Kindle, you're going to be reading for a while without having to charge your Kindle. The Kindle's battery can last up to 14 days on one charge. 14 days on one charge. What other device do you know out there that can charge and stay charged for 14 days straight? That's just unbelievable. The Kindle screen is 6 inches, so you do get a little bit smaller screen than you do on the iPad, but you do also get a little bit smaller device. You can see size comparison right there, that the iPad is much larger, so the Kindle is a little bit easier to transport around and carry around than the iPad itself, but then again, the iPad is for different uses as well. The Amazon Kindle uses e-ink technology as the screen, so that you guys see the screen I'm on right now. It's not using up any battery to access it because it's ink. It's literal like ink, e-ink that is in the screen behind this little glass right here, and that ink is only being moved around and being put to use when you actually change a page, go up and down, choose a different option, surf the simple web browser and things like that. So that's why this device is able to last for so long on one battery charge. It does have 3G coverage, so you can download anywhere free. You don't need to pay for that per month, just so you can download books anywhere, which is pretty cool. It has a simple web browser, which is in an experimental form right now. You're not going to get any flash or anything like that. It's still going to be in black and white like everything. There's no color on the Kindle because of the e-ink. But some pros that some people prefer on the Kindle is that you get a legitimate keyboard with actual buttons. Some people don't really like the touchscreen keyboard on the iPad. Some people actually like to feel the keys. I mean, that's just a personal preference. So you do have a full keyboard right here with numbers on the Amazon Kindle. You have actual buttons on the side for previous page, next page, home button, menu, back, and your little knob right here that you will use to control through the sections, D-pad if you prefer to call it that. The Amazon Kindle also has something built in called the WhisperNet, which allows any Kindle device to sync with your Kindle account, so you can have your books on any Kindle application, so you can have your Kindle, say if you bought a book on here and you could then you sync it, it'll send it to your Kindle app on your iPad, it'll send it to your Kindle app on your iPhone, on your computer, so you can view them on there as well. Now, I'll tell you about the Kindle app on the iPad in about a minute or so. With the Amazon Kindle, you can pretty much do everything you can do with the iPad when it comes to reading it. Let's just go ahead and we'll go into just this book right here, and it's very simple to go into it. It goes right back to where you left off. You can go to the next page, very simple. Previous page, you guys can see there's no fancy animation with the scrolling. It's just going to go ahead and go to the next page. It's going to get straight down to the point, which some people do prefer over having to turn the page. It's totally up to you. A cool thing about the iPad as well is that it could read books back to you. It's going to sound like that weird Mac computer voice where it talks like this, like a robot, and it's not going to be that interesting, but it's still a cool feature that the iPad doesn't have unless you choose an audiobook, but that's a really cool thing that the Kindle has. When you're reading, you can go into the menu, and you could look at the cover, you can go to the Kindle store, you can turn wireless on or off, you can go to the beginning of the book, you can go to a location in the book, just like you could search in the iPad, you can sync to furthest page read, you can look at a book description of this book, you could search in the book like I said, you could add a bookmark, you could add a note or highlight, and you could also take notes on something about the book that you preferred right on the Kindle, which is pretty cool. You could also adjust the font size. There's a dedicated button to the font size at the bottom of the Kindle device itself, which is really cool. So basically, a lot of the same options that the iPad has. We'll go ahead and take a quick look at the Kindle store. In the Kindle store, you can purchase books, newspapers, magazines, and blogs. So that's a little one-upper that the iPad doesn't have right now. It mainly just focuses on books. Obviously, on the iPad, you can go on Safari, you can look at newspapers, magazines, and blogs, and you get different applications, but that's just the point. You have to get different applications or go into a different application when the Amazon Kindle has it all right here. The Kindle store, like I said, way more books. Like I said, the Kindle store is nothing compared to the iPad in a good way, that the Kindle has way more to offer than the iPad does, book-wise. You can go back to your home screen very simply with a touch of a button. There's your list of books. Gets right down to the point. Go ahead and you could shut it off just by holding down the button. Sometimes it'll display a picture if you put it like into a sleep. And that's not going to take up any battery. You can go ahead and close this up and go away with it. That takes up no battery because the ink is just there. It's not moving. It's not doing anything. So you can go ahead and close that up and be on your way. Now, one more quick thing I want to mention with you guys before I tell you my overall opinion, which I guess you guys can probably already tell. There is a Amazon Kindle application for the iPad. So you can read your Kindle books on your iPad or iPhone or whatever device you happen to have an Amazon Kindle application on. So the Kindle is just trying to reach out to every basis that they can cover and just try to spread themselves all over every device, every platform. So they don't just have to sell the Kindle. They could they could put their merchandise and books and things like that all over the place, and you could purchase books from here. It'll take you to the Amazon website, and you could purchase from their larger selection of books with this application. Overall, guys, I would definitely prefer to have Apple iPad with the iBooks application, just because of its overall design. It's the color screen. That's something major in my book. Get it, in my book. Definitely a big drawback is the black and white in the Kindle, but a big thumbs up for the Kindle is that your reading library is much more extensive. You're going to be getting a larger choice, but all around, I would definitely prefer, and I would recommend that you guys get the iPad. It might be a little bit more expensive. It might be twice the price of the Kindle, more than twice the price actually. But overall, I think the iPad is definitely more worth it in the long run than the Amazon Kindle. If you're looking for portability, check out the Amazon Kindle. If you're looking for more books, check out the Amazon Kindle. But if you're looking to just have more fun, get a better experience while reading your books, definitely go ahead and choose the iPad, and definitely go and check out the iBook store. That's my little comparison. Sorry if this video was a little bit long. I do want to thank you guys for watching this video. I will catch you all in the next one. Let me know your opinions and comments down below in the comment section. Please thumbs up or like this video, whatever you prefer to call it. And give me your opinion on which device you would rather have, and let me know why you would rather have the device, whether it be the colored screen, whether it be the larger book section, whether it be the interaction more with the books, or whatever you happen to like more of one device than the other. So overall, guys, I want to thank you for watching this video. I want to thank you for staying subscribed, for thumbs upping, for favoriting, for liking this video, for commenting, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Have a wonderful night, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.